Warning, this video gets into spoilers and soul leveling. If you haven't gotten anywhere past that, just click off the video now. Jinwoo wakes up the next morning with a call from his sister, and she says she has a conference at school. He realizes he's finna be late, and he low-key has a bummy fit, so he has to get his drip up. As you guys remember, he was rocking the Adidas last time in that dungeon. Hey, just me personally, I don't rock Adidas if it ain't easy. So he goes to the bank to get some money and gives the reception lady a check, and she's like, damn. She asks him what he works as because his check is fat. He says he works as a hunter, and she's like, damn, y'all be making bread like that? Hey, you can tell she's trying to with your boy. So after that, he pulls up to his sister's school, and she's like, ain't no damn way you're my brother. Hey, I don't even blame her. This guy looked like he got shoved in lockers before this. And it shows Jinwoo with a cold fit. But he got a bowl cut. Like, out of all the cuts you could have gotten, why did you choose a bowl cut with a high top? Come on, bruh. So he starts walking through the school to get to the classes, and all of the girls in the hallways are fiending over him. His sister was like, do you want me to put you on with any high school girls? And y'all already know, he doesn't have 445 in his name, so he was not messing with that, so he pinched her. So they get in the conference room, and the teacher says, I didn't know you had such a cool brother. Like, we get it, he's him. And he says thanks and sits down. Then off rip, she asks if his sister was awakened, would he let her be a hunter? And then he says, hell nah. And if you've seen the shit that could happen like in Goblin Slayer, you wouldn't even blame him. Then she says one of his sister's friends became an awakened and stopped going to school, so she wants him to knock some sense into her. So he says, I bet, I got you. But yeah, why did Jinwoo have to be so extra with how he was standing? Small world. She was over there wondering why this nigga was here. But after some yapping, he's like, I'll turn you into a strong hunter, since she wouldn't listen. But he really is just trying to scare her. So after it cuts to the Dongsu dude, and he got on the same fit Goofy does from Mickey Mouse. How you gonna be a rich hunter and still pull up with a bummy fit? So Jinchul tells him that he has to keep an eye on him because he done backdoored all of Korea. Then he asks him if he was here to box Jinwoo, and he was like, what you gonna do about it, nigga? I don't even blame him. I'd be mad as hell all the time too if Mako was that sorry. So then it cuts to Jinwoo taking her to the White Tiger Girls rookie program. And this guy says the only reason why he listens is because he was Jinwoo. That has to be some type of glazing right there. So then this Iron Giant built dude was like, hey, we're not here to yap. Apparently this guy's A rank and he's talking crazy high. And then they finally step into the dungeon. But it turns out it's a red dungeon. And apparently these dungeons, once you step in them, you can't get out until you actually clear it. So these guys are cocked. So this dungeon has a snowy biome. And off rip, an ice arrow gets launched at them. Jinwoo catches the arrow right before it hits her. You could tell this nigga's on his light skin shit. But this poor random nigga dies. See, this is why you never want to be a side character in solo leveling. In one of the panels, he explains that he couldn't sense their attack, he just reacted. And this ice elf gives him a devious smile. The elf basically told him, if I catch you, it's up. Then it cuts to Big, and he says, wasn't this a C rank dungeon? And he says that they're lucky if even some A or B rank survive. And the little dude says, but there's a guy I got my eye on. And poor Big asked if he was a strong dude, and he found out Jinwoo was an E rank. So he knew everybody in there was cucked. So it cuts back to the dungeon, and the big dude says that he wants to split up, and since he doesn't want to rock with the weak niggas there, he gonna have to clear the dungeon by himself. So after they split up, Jinwoo's over there talking with Shorty. Jawline sharp as hell. This nigga Jawline about to use cleave and dismantle. And she says that they should get out of here since it's bear territory. And he was like, shut your ass up, and tells her it was better than the ice elves. And she's like, yeah, you low-key right. Then he says, hey, aren't you feeling a little cold? Yo, even in a red gate, this man Jinwoo was finding a way to pull. Then he gives all of them coats. So as they were trekking a little bit, they got ran up on by one of the bears. Then Shorty started tweaking. She was like, oh, what did I tell you? And then while they were panicking, Jinwoo literally jumped up and slammed its head in. He got him looking like the caved in meme. That bear has neuron deficiency right after that. This nigga sits on top of the bear and just flexes. Then an entire army of bears pull up, and he was like, the numbers are roughly the same. And then summons all of the shadow soldiers with Egress at the front. I don't know why they keep doing this. They keep making his eye glow, but hey, I'm fucking with it. Then all of them start boxing. The mages start blasting the area. And Jinwoo's just watching all this chaos go crazy. While the other bears are pretty sorry, the leader pulls up and it starts destroying all of Jinwoo's shadow soldiers. But y'all know which one it ain't beat yet. Jinwoo was like, alright, you kinda nice, but can you hold Egress? Egress went in for the attack, and I know that bear was bamboozled. After Egress spawned in, he went in and went for a double slash. Then he jumped into the air and then stabbed his sword and started cleaving down him. Then Egress wraps behind him. He doesn't even know where he is. And Egress, without even looking at the bear, slices his head clean off. Then he catches his head mid-air and starts walking down to Jinwoo. Hey, I take back the comment I made on the previous video. He did not get weaker. Jinwoo realizes I would have stood no chance against Egress if he used his sword back then. And he's like, damn, now we're at equal footing. Then he proceeds to turn all of the bears into shadow soldiers. He keeps on adding and adding into his bag like he Kobe. So in the next chapter, y'all remember the big dude with the whole lot of armor, right? He saw them all with the supplies and all that, and he was suspecting that one of them was hiding all of the rations. He was talking super hot. He said whoever was hiding them, I'm finna kill him. And Jinwoo literally appears behind him and bitch slaps him. He got this man making out the ground. Then Jinwoo realizes the man was getting followed by the ops. Them niggas had a stealth move. He was like, alright, pop out. And there's a shit ton of them. Apparently Jinwoo can understand him, and he says, yo, who you calling bummy? So the boss was like, yo, you remember this little dude? He wanted to box you. And it was that devious elf from before that he caught the arrow from. And before this man could finish his sentence, Jinwoo cut his head off. Just like he said back then, he was not finna let that dude slide. Jinwoo was over there looking cold like, y'all got anything else to say? The boss was like, okay, you got hands. The boss was like, finally, our battle will be legendary. So the boss tells Jinwoo that he usually has voices that tell him to kill humans. But for Jinwoo, he didn't really hear any of those. So he was like, alright, we shouldn't fight. I'm gonna kill everybody over there and I'm gonna let you off scot-free. This boss was talking like he could put up numbers like Game 6 LeBron. Jinwoo asks like who the hell they are, and then when he tries to answer, the boss gets glitched out by the system, so he didn't really hear anything. Jinwoo was like, yeah, I'm not finna let him die. He said, hell no. The boss says, what you gonna do if we jump you? And then it shows all of them there. They out here posted like they the Akatsuki. And Jinwoo was like, y'all jumping who? Then he pulls out all of the shadow soldiers. And the boss was like, damn, that shit was weak. And Jinwoo was like, we finna see. Then they all get to boxing. Everybody's clashing left and right. Then Jinwoo realized even if his soldiers were immortal, he was running out of mana too fast for them to keep regenning. But then midway, he realizes the boss is the only big problem he really has. So Jinwoo goes in for the attack, and that man hits a weave, and he disrespectfully steps on Jinwoo's blade. Then Jinwoo tries to do the shit that he did on Igris to win the fight, but that ain't even work this time. He parries it with ease. This man didn't even move. This man stood there unfazed. Then he proceeds to kick the living shit out of Jinwoo. He got him flying away like he Team Rocket. Jinwoo realizes the boss is built different, so he uses the mage to build some time. So that one big dude wakes up and realizes that Jinwoo was the one that knocked him out. So when the boss goes in, he tries to sneak Jinwoo, and without even looking back, Jinwoo says Igris, and Igris impales that man. He basically just hit him with a no-look fadeaway. And after killing that man, he says, alright. So after turning him into a shadow, he names him Iron. Then he proceeds to make him use an aggro move to get the boss on him. Then they start jumping this man. They got it looking like it's Jump Kaizen. The people watching him was like, damn, I've never seen anything in my life. And this man thinks he was in a dream. So Igris goes in for a stab attack, and this man dodges it narrowly. Then he looks back and Jinwoo stabs him. He not catching a break. They're not even letting this man get up. Then the boss says, you trash are quite persistent. Then Jinwoo says, you're in no position to be talking. How about you look around? And then it panels to him saying, all of my friends dead. Leave him in the cold, put him in the tundra. Sorry, but I had to get a little bit of cardi out, you know what I'm saying? Then the boss says, it doesn't matter if I kill you. And Jinwoo throws his dagger and uses Dominator's hand to accelerate it. And after he was stunned by that, Iron gives him a giant bear hug. And then one of the mages blasts him with a fire attack. And after looking like a burnt fish fillet, he gets out and says, I'm finna kill all of you. And Jinwoo appears out of thin air and stabs him. Man was bamboozled. He had a surprised Pikachu face. And Jin was like, yeah, that's a wrap. And the boss is like, who you think you talking to? And then that man Iron pulls up out of nowhere and then starts slamming him into the ground over and over again. But yeah, that'll be it for this video. It was really hard to make. I really tried to make the slice of life parts as like entertaining as possible, since this is the first time I'm making like a manga video. And if you guys have seen the format that this is in, it is so hard to fit it in frame by frame. But yeah, let me know if you guys like this video. I'll make a part 2 for this, and I'll just probably do the rest of the series, just read it through. But yeah, aim out. Y'all have a good one. Peace.